So my name is DiStefano. I'm a first-year Wharton MBA student. I previously came from first the consulting industry, but then I worked in data science and analytics at Wayfair. So was super glad to get into analytics at Wharton on the program here. It's companies coming to the Wharton teams with like some of their most challenging data science and analytics problems. It's tough to get all the talent. Like a lot of companies have a ton of data that they can work with, but they often don't have like enough manpower to actually get the analyses done. And so they really come to us with those challenges, and we try to provide, using their data and their problem statements, like the analyses that provide business value to them. I was on one of the IKEA teams, and the IKEA teams were looking into customer behavior online and trying to segment customers into different groups to see if there were valuable marketing insights. We also looked into some other data just based off of like what we found in the data on transactions, looking into what factors are driving people to pick up their furniture from IKEA versus get delivery options. So we looked into that as well. We had to present to the client every week, and that's sort of, it's a good structure to impose to make sure that we're staying on task. And so our team would meet like every Sunday to like plan for the week, with everybody involved. So everybody would help in the planning process. We would do our planned analyses, and then we'd meet again to finalize those analyses for like our meetings on Friday. And so we'd have these in-person meetings, but there was also a good amount of individual time for people to figure out what they were doing and produce, at the end of the day, produce slides to show the client. Having taken like previously classes in analytics and business classes, the value of being on a real project with like a real business problem, you see things that you just couldn't see like in the classroom. And so both for me, who I've been in the workforce, and the undergrads who maybe are not as experienced earlier on in their careers, they see the real challenges that businesses face. And it's really hard to replicate. So I think it's quite unique in providing, really valuable learnings for people. I would say that this experience is so much more real. Having been in like consulting teams and analytics teams, it felt like a real team. Like we were a real team, like putting together analyses that at the end of the day had to have some sort of business tangible impact. We weren't given like a highly structured, like, oh, you just need to build this model or look at this particular metric. We had to figure out what metrics and figure out what models to use. And so it's honestly, it's very extremely complementary to the classroom experience where people learn the basic skills that you need in order to be productive in the business environment. But there are all the intricacies of like, how do you work on a team? How do you communicate effectively to make sure that people are picking up things where you left off, or like hey, I can't make this meeting this week. How do we figure that out? It's super real life stuff that I think the students aren't necessarily exposed to in the classroom. I would say the Nick before the experience was super into data science and analytics, but maybe a little bit skeptical on how whether it always ended up in like business value, because you can get led astray. But I was after the experience, like we provided so many insights, and the other teams did as well, that it really showed me like. Especially with the highly talented students and undergrads that we have, how much you can actually do with even just a small team.